Blast off! Welcome back, friends. We are Zeros to Heroes, a streamed D&D session, part of Dicey Decisions RPG, and we usually stream an event each Monday and Friday evening. Thank you for checking in with us, and thanks for watching. So, with little ado, we're going to move on. Zeros to Heroes session 12 is tonight. I'm always somehow struck by these stupid numbers, but numbers, I hate numbers. Don't like math. I'm not good at it, but number 12, like every time I say it's session whatever, it's like milestoney to me. Session 3. God, I can't believe we're there. Anyway, tonight is session 12. We stopped on a bit of a cliffhanger. So, after following up an array of clues, our second level heroes leave the mine, having received numerous gifts from Guildmaster Eldir Rockmallow of the Iron Seat Mine. Some important facts were learned, but the group left hastily after Sonny cast a friendship spell on Rockmallow. And now traveling down the road from the mine toward Gladewell, our heroes find themselves facing a solo person who stands behind a log that's been dragged across the road, and the figure shouts, "Stand and deliver!" Let's roll initiative. Now, of course, as always, initiative does not mean battle. It just means just in case you want to do something, we know what order it happens in.
Suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I rolled really well this finally on initiative.
Good. It's about time. Monks are supposed to roll high.
I got a nat 20 with a +5, so 25.
Yeah. Let's go.
Sorry, I'm rolling for the figure in the middle of the road. Okay. All right. I'm assuming that Pieta had the highest roll with a 20, what? 25?
Yes.
Anybody beat that? Can anybody beat that? All right. So, Pieta.
Hello.
And did anyone roll above 15?
Oh my god.
I don't hear any sound, so I'm going to assume no.
That's fine. It's fine. That's fine. Could
We
go
did
wrong.
great.
How about between 10 and 15?
Yes.
All right. So what do we have?
11.
Okay.
12.
All right.
Hey.
So we got Rip and
Extremely
Kurt.
average.
Hold, please. Sorry, it usually doesn't take me this long. There's something wrong with my brain, I think, tonight. I'm just moving slow. And then, Sonny and
Sonny
Stony.
got a 5.
Tony got a 3.
Okay, so Sonny. And then Stony.
Wait, what is your initiative modifier, Stony?
1. +1.
Oh.
Low roll. Happens.
I rolled a 2.
All right.
Sorry.
Get these low rolls out of the way early. You know what I'm saying?
So, Pieta.
Hello.
About 100. What did I say? About 100 feet in front of you, I guess, is a person with a hood on, and they popped up behind this log that's across the road and shouted, "Stand and deliver." What would Pieta like to do? You're on a horse, clip-clopping. You guys are, I think you were trailing the wagon, is that correct? Because we have 6 soldiers with us as well.
Mm-hmm. Um, what's like the surroundings like? Are we still just following the trail and there's woods all around, or?
You're, yeah, kind of the the mountain road. You've been winding down the mountainside. You've worked your way into where the forest is still on both sides. So yeah, you're kind of coming around a bend and heading down a straight stretch. You see this log in a place where it wasn't before. It's not so big. It's not like a 3 or 4 foot high log. It's just a tree, maybe. Uh, the trunk might be, like 10 inches wide in diameter, and then branches sticking out in all directions. So something fairly big had to drag that tree across the road. Could have been horses.
Do I get any sense of danger, or is just the simple hooded? Can I
Stand and
roll?
deliver is usually a highwayman's cry to rob you. Like,
Oh, right.
stand still and deliver me all you have, or we're going to, do something to you.
Okay. I think I'll just kind of say like, oh, I should pull this out just in case, and then get out my dagger at the ready, but like not like in a menacing way, but just kind of like my hand kind of on it, and I'll just kind of uh ready myself for if they get into attacking range, threateningly, which my attacking range is up to 60, to
Okay.
throw it. But otherwise, I will hold and wait to see what others do.
Okay. So you're holding your action of throwing a dagger. Got it.
Yeah.
The lead soldier from the 3 in front, and of course, they were told, in case you guys don't remember, that Sonny is the. We didn't say commander. What did we say? Sonny is the
Supervisor.
Supervisor.
supervisor. So Sonny. uh, Anyway, the lead soldier throws up a hand to halt and looks over his shoulder at Sonny, who's kind of riding in the back of the wagon, behind it, I mean, on her horse. So he's loosening his sword on one side. There's still 100 feet to go. He loosens his sword and he looks back at Sonny, waiting for a command. The person out front cries, "Step away from the wagon and all will be well." In a loud voice, it's difficult to tell at this distance if it's male, female, non-human. It's hard to say. Um,
What does the figure look like? Does it just look like a humanoid figure with a hood?
Yep. Rip, what would you do?
Uh, are they? How tall are they? Are they like average human size, like 5.5 feet? Are they small, like a gnome or a dwarf?
Medium height.
Okay. Rip is not going to say anything, but I will I am going to hold my action to fire my crossbow if they attack us. Not
Okay.
just if a soldier attacks them, but if they attack us.
Okay. Holding your crossbow at the ready. The other two leading soldiers look at each other, look around, and start facing out to the edges, like looking for others. They're clearly searching the trees. They're both of them pull out a sword. Each of them pull out a sword, I should say, and they're just scanning. Fern.
Fern is going to ride up to the back of the carriage wagon. Is it hard topped?
No, it's like an open wagon, but it's covered with a tarp, a leather, a bunch of leather coverings that are strapped down really tightly.
Okay. Then Fern is going to climb onto the top of it, onto the tarp,
Okay.
and ready her bow.
Making yourself quite the target up on top of this wagon.
She's going to make a statement.
Okay. There's three more soldiers behind the wagon. Two kind of on the sides, also face out and start scanning the tree line. And let's see what they see. Yeah, both of them say in the trees, there's more in the trees, pointing to both directions. Sunny.
Right. Um, as I look down at the road beside me, so like this whole time everything's been happening, I was having a conversation with Grim because I was telling Grim about how happy I am that I finally have a supervisor position. And then I look up and I see the soldiers looking back at me. I'm like, oh shit. I look down at the road. Are there any like natural stones around? Like large stones near the road?
Sure.
Okay.
Lots.
I want to jump down from the horse and then walk over to a stone and place my hand on it and use my bonus action to do tremor sense. So
Okay.
it's a range of 60 feet if I know if there's any creatures within that range.
And you can tell if something's moving or if it exists.
I guess I'm looking up the actual wording.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Doesn't give me much here. And the ground can be pinpoint the location of anything that is in contact with the ground.
Okay. So, yeah, you can tell that there are things.
Can I get a sense of how many? Is that a possibility?
Do you sense with tremor sense everything like insects, tiny like worms in the soil, or just big things that are on the surface?
hmm That might. I'm not seeing anything specific. So that might be a DM ruling.
Okay. How does it feel? Or describe what happens in your mind when you do this
Sunny
this
just gets like
ability?
these like sense of these like small vibrations. Like if someone's just like situating their feet, she can kind of just feel that in the earth and get a sense of around her.
So you feel it. You don't see it or hear it. It's feel.
Yes.
Interesting. Hmm. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the sensory input would be like if you could feel like a spider touching a web. Like, coming from different directions, maybe. You feel vibrations coming from all sides of you. Many of them are kind of like white noise. When you use tremor sense, you can feel like squirrels and mice and larger bugs, perhaps spiders and stuff. But bigger things vibrate the web, the the ground more, and you feel large vibrations in from each side, from the person that you can see up front behind the tree, and from behind. I would say you can't pinpoint exactly how many there are, but you feel they are in groups. There's 4 distinct groups, one in each direction.
But basically surrounded is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
So after I like
But
hop
but
down,
not completely surrounded. There's one in front, one group or person, one directly behind you, one on each side.
okay. So after I hopped down and like took a moment to just really breathe in and get this sense around me, I then stand up and I take a couple steps forward to the guy who was standing there, or person who was standing there, and be like, "Hello, state your business."
Okay. Um, the question hangs in the air for that person's or creature's turn. Stony.
Um, so Stony is a little slow on the uptake, because he's fidgeting with CC, and once he finally gets them properly adjusted, he sort of releases them up from the cart, and he will command CC to fly up in the air and pinpoint, um, get some sort of pinpoint like exact locations. Somewhat different sort of viewpoint from Tremor Sense, because now CC is trying to kind of figure out where they are from a bird's eye view. So it has a fly speed, so it will fly up 30 feet and give a perhaps a perception check.
Yeah. So it's just like trying to see, just
Yes.
with its visual capacity. All right. Roll perception check.
Okay.
And I guess it can listen as well. Can hear you.
Okay, that will be a 10.
All righty. Let's see. What does it call you?
What does it
Master?
call me? You master, yes.
Master. Okay. It says
Master Ironbark.
CC says from 30 feet up, there is one person on the road in front of us, Master Ironbark, and there is another in the trees on the left side of the road.
Okay.
Anything else, Stony?
That was his bonus action. He is going to prepare to cast the spell, Shocking Grasp. If anyone comes close to attack him specifically, he will have that ready.
Got it. All right. Okay. You guys hear rocks tumbling and scraping as if somebody tripped or kicked one coming from behind you up the hill. Looking back, you can see someone ducked down behind a boulder, and it looked like a medium-sized humanoid, also wearing some sort of hood. So back to the oh no, sorry, I missed the last soldier. He spins around looking backward and sees the person back there that you guys saw, and the soldier pulls his spear up and says, looks over at Sonny, "Should I run him through?"
I don't think he caught that.
I didn't
I
hear.
said, sure.
Oh.
And then I look at the group, confused.
Okay. The soldier puts spurs to his horse. It takes off, and he's charging up the hill. Your path had curved a little bit, and at that curve, there are boulders at the curve that are off the road, and he charges his horse straight ahead, spear out. And he is going for somebody hiding behind a boulder. So the horse runs, and it is currently charging back uphill. So, Pieta,
Hello.
hi.
I'm towards the back, right?
Yeah, you can be wherever you want at this point. You can move forward, or y'all are roughly, the whole group of you is roughly 100 feet from the tree.
I'm gonna be like, Sonny, and then take my horse and follow the soldier.
All right.
Shout out to them. Well, don't kill them.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that he doesn't die. And then I don't. Yeah, I just follow.
Still having your daggers ready to throw?
Yeah, yeah. I have my dagger out. Yeah. We'll continue saying that, but this time it's not if I see anyone. It's if they attack me or the soldier.
All right. So you're following the soldier. The one up front, having heard, yeah, sure, is going to spur his horse, charging directly for the tree, straight down the road. So he is galloping forward. Okay, that brings us to the figure out front. Huh. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Okay.
That's not good.
Oh no.
Let's say that that soldier just went 60 feet. The rest of you are gathered around the wagon. This is tough. This is tough. All right. You see a tiny mote of light flash from this person's hand who's standing behind the tree, and it shoots directly toward the soldier.
You mean behind the boulder?
No, behind the tree.
Oh, in front.
It shoots toward the charging soldier because both front and back have now charged. A fireball, boom, around this soldier who does not roll a save. So he's going to take a lot of damage.
Oof.
Yeah, he and his horse. Oh boy. Okay, 8d6. Here we go.
Did you say he took 86 damage?
8d6.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't have 8d6 on hand, so I'm doing it on a digital roller. Oh boy. It's taken a really long time to find this roller. What? Go. All right. Not working. I'm an idiot. Hold, please. Digging out more d6s. So 8 of them. Oh, perfect. All right. Oh boy. Yikes. All right. Well, guard and horse face plant into the road, a charred mess. This fireball is crackling and burning in the road as this person kind of screams out front, said stand away from the wagon. Okay. The person, whatever is on the right, is going to, oh boy, shoot a crossbow. So you hear a heavy thwang of a crossbow coming from the right, from the bushes. It, let's see, it misses the soldier facing that way and plows deeply into the side of the wagon. It cracks the wood. This is a very heavy weapon, and you can see and feel that wagon just shudder. Fern, you ride the shudder just fine, but whatever they're shooting is big. From the left comes another shot at the soldier there. It also misses him and thuds into the wagon. Large crossbow bolts. Rip.
I am going to. You said we're behind the wagon?
I think you guys were trailing it, but you could have been even with it or up front if you wanted to be.
Okay. I'm going to keep my crossbow ready. Well, do I want to shoot at them? You said there's a guy coming up from behind, right?
Yeah, you guys saw him. He made noise.
Well, they are coming for us. So I suppose I will I'll attempt to hit him with my crossbow.
Okay.
'Cause
You don't see them at the moment. They're behind a rock.
oh,
But the
they're behind a
soldier
rock.
and Pieta are charging at them.
Oh, the guy's behind us?
Mm-hmm. The
Okay.
last soldier in the train and Pieta turned their horses around and charged
Gotcha.
back up.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought it was the soldier at the front
That's the one
and
that also charged and got turned into a crispy critter.
crispy critter. Okay, great. Then instead of firing, I would like to retake the defensive position of the soldier at the front, but I'm not going to take any offensive action yet.
So you're going to move your horse up to the front and fill that position.
Yeah,
it.
that seems
Okay.
wise.
All right. Yeah, super wise. Wise as you could possibly be. Okay, the 2 soldiers that just got shot at are going to also charge into the direction that the shot came from. Better to be proactive, they think, than to wait and get filled with arrows, so they start running on horseback. And see if they can find what they're after. Let me see if they... All right. You see them both disappear into the tree line, and you see their swords swinging as they enter the trees. You hear sticks cracking and people shouting. You don't know if... You can't see what's going on, though. They're in the trees. Fern.
Oh, how far are the trees from us?
Maybe 40 feet, 45.
Okay,
The
then
horses just cleared the trees. They can go, I think, 60 on a dead run.
okay. Then Fern is going to jump back onto her horse,
Okay?
and the soldiers went to the one on the left?
Both sides.
Oh,
Both
both.
soldiers peeled off to each direction.
Okay, then Fern is going to book it towards the one on the right and get to about 15 feet away.
Okay?
Is she in the forest now, or is she still outside of it?
Get to within 15 feet of whoever the person is.
Mhm.
Well, you can't see them from where you were standing on the wagon. You can charge in to the trees and
Okay,
then
she's gonna
search
charge
for
in.
them, maybe? All right. The tree line is about 45 feet away. As you go through the edge of the trees, you hear steel on steel. You see a horse about 20 feet away through the thick bushes and stuff. Actually, not 20, 15 feet away, directly in front of you. So you can get to them if you want to.
That's what she's gonna do.
Okay. You see the soldier swinging a sword at a dwarf with a brown cloak over heavy armor, leather armor. The dwarf is swinging a mace, trying to crush the horse's legs. The horse is dodging out of the way while the soldier's swinging his sword. Neither of them seems to have really hurt the other.
Then I'm taking out my short sword and I'm going to try to at least wound the dwarf enough that they stop
Okay.
attacking.
All right.
Because he's engaged in battle, do I have advantage on this one?
Because he's engaged? No, there are no pack tactics going on, and we don't do flanking. So no, it's just a regular attack,
All
unless you
right.
have something to help you with that.
Then she's gonna miss. It's a 10 to hit.
That misses. So the dwarf dives under the horse's legs and comes up on the other side across the guard, the soldier from you. So you're now across the soldier from this guy fighting on the ground. Okay. 2 other soldiers on the back sides. One is going to chase to the left and charge with the other one into the woods. So now there's 2 soldiers on the left, a soldier and Fern on the right, a dead soldier out front, a rip out front, behind Pieta and a soldier rushing to the person y'all saw. There's one more soldier who's going to turn and race back toward the guy up the hill. And they are currently running, not fighting anything. Sunny.
Sunny, upon seeing how one word kind of caused all this chaos to erupt, is looking a little horrified with herself. She didn't really know what this power of being supervisor could do, so she like starts backing up back to her horse and then hops back on and looks up to the person who was behind the log that was trying to yelling before, and she shouts at them saying, "Haul your people off. As you can tell, we've ran away from the wagon like you asked." Is their response?
Uh, give me a
Everyone did run
perception.
away.
Give me a perception check.
12 on the dice for a total of 12. Unless Grim can help me.
Um, Grim does have a perception, right? Yeah,
Yes.
go. You can roll with advantage then.
15?
Yeah, you kind of see with what feels like more than your own eyes. Almost like you looked and then it zoomed a little closer for you. What is that all about? But you can see the face of this person standing down the road in front of you. This is a human, female. And her face at the moment has an expression that you can see. Can you roll an insight check?
Okay. And Grim help with this one too.
You are kind of looking through Grimm's eyes.
That only 13.
It looks like the person is shouting. Their mouth is open. But as you peer and you can see them clearly as though you're much closer, they are horrified with what they've just done. They might be shouting or perhaps shrieking, but their eyes are wide, and it looks like they're very unsure, but they have committed.
Okay. So with that, I get the sense that they did hear me, but they probably aren't going to change it. Is kind of what Sunny's thinking. Possibly.
All you know is that the person looks horrified with what they've just done. Turned a horse and soldier into ash.
Yeah.
Or if not ash, meat bags, crispy meat bags.
Sunny's going to try one more time and say, "Please, don't make me do this," as she raises her hand and casts Eldritch Blast at the woman.
Okay, roll to hit.
14 on the die for a total of 19.
I believe that hits. You are close enough.
All right. And that will be a total of 12 force damage. as you see just this red ball of energy erupt from Grimm's mouth and goes shooting at her.
12,
And
you said?
Sunny, yes, yeah. Sunny's also looking horrified with what she's doing.
the ball of force smashes into this person's shoulder, and she reels back, and we'll move on to Stony.
All right, Cece. Just like I programmed you to, attack that one. And so Cece gives a
affirmative, Master Iron Dog,
and floats over to the one in the tree and is going to make a ranged attack of 30 feet. So it first needs to fly close to its target, whichever one is closest to Stony, or I suppose the one in the tree that it saw, or if that needs to go a different distance. Let me know.
Probably the one behind is the only one you actually saw. Either that one or the one up front. And I guess it depends on the range of CCs.
So, CC's attack that I want it to do, its ranged attack is 30 feet. So it would need to fly like 30 feet just to, or it has a fly speed of 30 feet. So
Okay.
that's how far it can go.
CC wouldn't be able to see the ones in the forest. So
Okay.
right now,
There's the one that's behind.
the one that's behind is still about 80 feet away, and you could get to within 50 feet. Or you could send it looking for something in the woods, but not get to it this time.
Okay. Then I am just going to have let me see here. So it can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action that it can take during its turn is the dodge action, unless I use a bonus action to command it to take another action. So I think in this case, in order for, I guess, CC to get close, Stony would command CC to move and then dash. Use CC's action to dash closer to the person that's behind.
Okay.
And Stony is also going to follow suit, move and dash closer to the person that's behind.
Got it. And so now CC would be within range if she could see it, but her turn is all spent.
Yes, and so is Stony's. But he's ready. He's right there.
All right. So you're chasing down Pieta and the soldier. Okay. And I think you've probably caught them at this point. So from behind, this person stands up. Sorry, I'm so slow to decide. But I'm kind of acting it out. They clearly didn't want it to come to this. It's like 10 on, or 11 on 4. The one stands up from behind a rock and pulls a crossbow and aims at, let's see, is it Stony? Is it Pieta? Is it Cece? Or is it a soldier? It's Pieta. Aims at Pieta for some reason and shoots.
He thinks I look cute.
Pulls a crossbow. Ooh. That is a 24 to hit.
It's
I need you to take 7 piercing damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
a 7 taken, and Constitution saving throw was
Oh, wait a second. It's not
s-
7. My bad. This person gets cards on the table now. This is an assassin. They get a critical success on someone who hasn't taken damage. So,
But
yes.
I have alert. I don't know if that makes a difference. But maybe that's just for.
That's just for initiative.
Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't make any difference at this point. So, I'm rolling it. You might actually take less because I'm re-rolling this. So let's see. 2d8s plus 6. Nope.
Just in case it does matter, it says other creatures don't gain advantage on attacks rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. But
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that no. It hit without advantage. So you take 18 damage.
what the? Yeah,
Yeah.
that like kills me or it knocks me out or whatever the.
So you catch a crossbow bolt just below your collarbone. You go flying off the back of your horse, hit the ground. The person who shot it, Stony and the soldier can both see their eyes are wide, they look scared, and they turn and start running. All right. Pieta, it is now your turn. Please roll a d20. This is a death saving throw. It's just a straight d20. 10 or above is a success.
Failure 4.
Okay, so that's 1 failure. If you get 3, Pieta's dead. There's lots of time. Don't freak out yet. Uh, it
My first campaign, I die.
happens. Okay. The person out front, behind the tree, disappears, reappears 30 feet closer, runs 30 more feet, and raises the hand up to cast a spell. A blast of cold air erupts out of her hand. Each creature who's still by the wagon must make a Constitution saving throw. This is Cone of Cold.
That's
Ugh.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is an 8.
Okay. That's a
Um,
failure for Rip.
Sunny got a 7 and Grim got a 21.
That's a
Grim.
failure for Sunny. Success for Grim.
Yeah.
Everyone else is gone from the wagon, so it's just you two. Oh boy. Cone of Cold is a bad, bad spell.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a very damaging spell.
Uh-huh.
So, oh boy. All right. I'm going to have to do this piece by piece. Let's see. 8. 13. 17. 20. Only 20. I rolled so low.
Wow.
20 damage, cold damage for both of you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Oh no.
And Rip
I
gets blown off and freezes and kind of is stuck in this sheath of frost and ice as Rip hits the ground and rattles around.
Sunny goes unconscious as well.
Oh. Grim, however, does not. I mean, as far as you guys know. So the cart, the driver, there is a driver. I never mentioned the driver, but the cart, the driver, Sunny, and Rip are just encased in ice right now. Oh boy. Okay.
The druid popsicle.
Yeah. Oh, yikes. The guy on the right is fighting a soldier and Fern. Let's see. He swings his mace. For a 16. Oh, it just does thud into the soldier who takes some damage. What kind of damage does he take? Oh, 5 damage. That's roughly half of this soldier's hit points, by the way. In the trees on the left, you hear flash. People are fighting. The soldier swishes. Fern, you see the soldier cut down again at the dwarf and miss. On the other side, nobody can hear it anymore, but there's also fighting. And soldiers are getting hit over there. Okay. Whew, a lot of people to keep track of. It is Rip's turn. Can I have a death save from Rip?
Yeah, I had so many plans, and now I have a death save.
Now you have one plan.
Yeah, now I have one plan. Unfortunately, that was a nat 1, which doesn't bode well for the rest of my saves.
Yes, that means 2 failures. Yikes. Two other guards' turns real quick. Oh, no, sorry. Fern.
Okay. When Cone of Cold happened,
Yes.
how loud was it?
It sounded like, oh boy. It would make a sound like a big loud whooshing sound, like an avalanche that was over in a few seconds.
Okay.
Whoosh.
But Fern would have heard it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Fern is going to disengage
Okay.
and run to the edge of the forest. So that she's just outside of the trees.
Yep. That takes 15 feet of movement.
And then she is going to see 3 of her companions on the ground. And have to make a really quick decision. And she really doesn't want to make it. But she doesn't see any other choice. And so she drops her short sword on the ground puts her hands in the air, yells to the person on the wagon, or at the wagon, and says, "We surrender to you. You can take it. Just leave the rest of us alone."
Okay. Roll a persuasion check with advantage because you're doing exactly what they want.
That is a dirty 20.
This person who just cast the cone of cold looks at you, Fern, eyes wide, and I'll tell you what they say on their turn. Okay. The two soldiers, though, that are going right now are fighting. Okay. Keep forgetting how much damage these guards do. Not much. Okay. All right. Sunny. Death save, please.
That was actually a nat 20.
Sunny, you were slightly behind the wagon, I think? Or did you step to the front?
I was still by the side of it, I think.
Okay. Even though the cold knocked you down, you were semi-shielded by the side of the wagon. It didn't completely freeze you, and you feel something, and your eyes wake open.
Means I have 1 hit point, right?
Yeah. Grim, the little beady red eyes looking down at you. Awake?
I don't know.
Okay, that's your turn. Stony.
Stony sees Pieta go down. He says, "Peter, no!" And he hears the spell go off behind him, and he sees both Sunny and Rip go down. He's panicking. He's now stuck. He's run 60 feet to try and catch this guy who's now running away, and he's panicking. He now has to make a choice. But he realizes that he can't run all the way back in time in the 6 seconds that he needs to get to Rip immediately. He realizes that he can't make it, so he runs towards Pieta instead, tears welling up in his eyes, and he will try and do some kind of medicine check. He needs to stop the bleeding. What was it that Rip was always talking about when addressing a wound? Let me think. I think it's do I take out the bolt fast? And he's gonna try a medicine check.
Sure.
Good thing he's really good at these. Okay, that's a 13.
You slide up next to your friend. You press down on the wound. You rip the bandana thing off your neck. You jam it down around, stabilize the crossbow bolt in his collarbone, You wrap it down and you press and hold.
Please, please, for the love of gods, please, somebody save Rip!
Rip. I'm sorry. Pieta is considered stabilized, which means you're not dying anymore, but you're still at 0 unconscious. You still have a CC.
So, he's going to command CC to, I guess, fly back in that direction. But it's like a move and dash. CC can only get so far.
Back toward Rip.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes. The soldier charges up on the man who's running and stabs him, runs him through with the spear. Like you said, sure, let's go ahead and do it. The guy takes some spear damage. And I want to say that taking this kind of damage from a horse at a dead charge is they don't give spears enough weight in this game. And a soldier with a spear only, like, the highest they can do is like 8 points, but on a charging horse, a spear in the back, I'm going to say is worth a little bit more damage than that. So the soldier gets the guy, knocks him off his feet, but the guy expertly twists and tumbles and gets up and keeps running, jumps up, spins, and throws a dagger at the soldier. Sails over his head. Throws another one, also misses, and the soldier still's coming. Okay, back to the top. Pieta is unconscious on the ground. You don't need to make any death saves, so
Yippee.
it is now, Daniel, it's now 8:07.
Yeah, I'll
Do
probably
you need to say adios for the evening?
yes, I will put the camera up here and
Okay.
bid thee farewell.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Good luck.
Bye bye.
We'll try not to kill you while you're gone.
Dan, you don't have to show up next week, by the way.
Oh no.
The person who Fern surrendered to drops her hands and says, yeah, you just back away. Just back away, walk away. Yeah, you could take your friends too. Just leave. All we want is the wagon. This person walks closer to the wagon. There's still fighting going off on the sides. Hands ready. You can also give me an insight if you would like, Fern.
It's an 8.
This person's scary as hell. They just totally coated the wagon with ice and blew somebody up.
Yeah.
Okay. In the woods, soldiers fighting. You hear the clash, the ringing of steel, soldiers cursing. You hear a soldier on the left say, "Ha ha!" Rip.
Hi, guys. You guys look upset. I'm gonna hurt Joel's feelings a little bit, but it's good for the story. So now you have to take it. Before I roll, in the inky blackness, Rip is not really thinking about themselves much. They're thinking about what they were about to do, which was rush over to Geta and stabilize him, and then go after the soldiers who were unprotected in the woods on the other side of where Fern ran to. And they're thinking about their friends and worried about you guys. And seeing the cold, the ice come at them in slow motion. And now I'm going to roll. Are you guys ready?
Oh,
John might die.
I
I had a
just
backup
might.
plan, remember?
no!
That's crazy. I can't. I have to show you guys. Hold on. Unfortunately,
We don't want to see it.
No!
Oh
Gosh.
my no
yeah.
no.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, guys.
Okay.
What a
Second nat one in
bummer.
a row. That dice needs to be thrown
Yeah.
away and or cracked
Well,
open.
the
Oh.
the offending one is already in prison for attempted murder.
Mm.
This one might go to jail for life
Yeah, that's successful murder.
for murder. Man.
Okay. Okay. Fern. That dog should not
Fern?
be happy.
Hmm?
That dog should not be happy.
Fern, why are you freaking out?
Fern screams so loud. She absolutely loses it. And she's going to yell out at the top of her lungs for everyone to stop fighting. She has never been louder in her life. um, she's going
You want to
to.
use this as a persuasion check
Mhm.
or intimidation? Either one.
Let's do persuasion. Do I have advantage?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, that's an 11, maybe?
Let's see. Nobody listens except one. One of the soldier who had just stabbed the assassin in the back looks back over his shoulder and wheels his horse around away from the assassin and says, he yells back, he's like 80 or so feet away. What? Soldiers are still fighting.
She's gonna
Wow.
finish her turn with her bonus action and
Oh, okay.
uh hide behind a tree.
Okay. Roll to hide.
That is a 17.
Sunny,
Oh.
you and Grim have just heard a scream that you was almost incomprehensible, like a guttural scream from the woods, sounding like maybe Fern was being ripped open or killed. You couldn't understand what the words were. Uh, something about stop, stop, stop. You don't know why, but you are laying on the ground. You feel the cold stones digging into your back. And Grim says, "Let's see what you're made of."
What do you mean by that, Grim? I'm. It's. I don't think this is going so well. Um. I. So I'm still lying on the ground, shivering.
Mm-hmm.
Sunny's gonna look around at her surroundings and just try to figure out where everyone is. So she's looking for the person who cast the cold spell, and then also she knew that Rip was nearby, so she's looking for Rip's body as well.
Looking to the left, you hear fighting in the trees. You can't see what's going on. Next to you, looking to the right, you're looking under the wagon at the trees on the other side. You hear fighting. You can't see what's going on. But rolling your head up and back, you see Rip's little form just kind of frozen in place, lying on the ground across on the other side of the wagon from you.
Okay. But I don't see the person who cast the cold spell currently directly by me right now.
Caught the mosquito right in front of my face. You, if you sit up and look forward, you might.
No, I just want to make sure that if I start crawling away, that they won't get an opportunity attack.
Roll a perception check then to see if you notice where that person is.
11.
You remembered them rushing up and casting this blinding wall of ice at you. But right now, the frozen goats and the frozen wagon are obscuring your view forward.
Okay. Then Sunny, seeing Rip's body there, still not moving, is going to use her movement to crawl over to Rip and take their face in her hands. And she has no healing. She is not proficient in medicine. So she's just kind of going to hug Rip and try to give them some of her warmth. And then using Grim, she's going to sit up with Rip still in her hands. And now she's going to look around for that person who cast the cold spell.
That person is standing about 15 feet away, watching. Roll an insight check.
Or
Yeah, this person's face is white as a sheet. And her eyes are wide, her hands are trembling, looking like she may cast another spell any second. And you're just curled there around Rip,
just
waiting.
curled around for it. But I still have an action. And using Grim to give me advantage since I'm on the ground, so I don't have disadvantage when I cast it. I'm going to look her dead in the eyes and be like, "Look," and just cast Witch.
Okay.
I think that so if Grim gives me the help action, then that can cancel out the disadvantage, correct?
Sure.
Um, that's a dirty 20 to hit.
your spell does not go off as this person just grabs something in the air and has just cast counterspell.
And with
You
that,
see her expression change. She's breathing fast and looks around like, and stands up a little straighter. Okay, with that,
I'm just going to curl around Rip's body and hope for the best.
okay. All right, Stony.
So, Stoney's over Pieta's body. He's assessed that Pieta is okay. Where there was a soldier with Pieta, correct? Nearby, at least.
He had gone on to stab the guy who shot Pieta.
Is he still chasing after him? Because the enemy soldiers ran and turned and fled.
Yeah, and when Fern screamed for him, am I forgetting a soldier? Let me think. Yeah, there was another one. I think I forgot the other one had also gone after the assassin. Okay, so there's two soldiers. One of them turned around when Fern screamed, the one who had just stabbed the soldier. The other one is also... Hold on. I'm mixing everything up.
I'm sorry.
No. I said what I wanted to say, but it just came out wrong.
Okay.
So there are two soldiers had run back that way. Is that right?
Okay.
Yes. Two soldiers had run back that way, and you and Pieta, and one of those soldiers had stabbed the guy who shot Pieta. The other one
Okay.
had missed, but they're still over there a little bit past you, and when Fern screamed, one of them turned around and
Okay.
stopped.
Perfect. So Stoney points at one of them and he says, "You there! Look over this one. He's in critical condition. Now is the time to not to stop fighting. Get over here now." And he turns away from Pieta. He's not even looking to see if the soldier is going to do that or not. So he leaves Pieta, and he moves and dash towards Sunny and Rip, and he sees this. He sees Sunny fire off this witch bolt, which gets snatched by a counterspell, and Stony, furious, says, "Sunny, what are you doing? Stop this instant! Can't you see we're outmatched? Tend to Rip's wounds. You need to help Rip right now. Help them! Help them!"
Can I respond
Sure.
or not? As Sony yells out, I'm like, they're not breathing. I can't help them.
Stoney's white as a ghost, but he's moving and dashing, and that will be his turn.
Back toward Rip. Okay. The second soldier. Okay, so one of them, the one who turned around when Fern said stop, comes rushing back over to Pieta. The other one stabs. Yeah, the other one stabs the guy again, the assassin, and causes more damage. And the assassin actually goes down. You hear a scream, and this last soldier is hoisting up his spear with the assassin's body on it. And the mage, the caster up front, screams. And it's her turn. She screams and starts running that way toward where you guys are. And this soldier's over 100 feet away. She starts running and lifts off the ground and starts flying over there, forgetting everything but single-mindedly trying to get to the soldier and the guy impaled on the spear. Still fighting in the woods. Ooh. Okay, fighting on the other side as well. Okay. Rip is not responding. Fern. You hear there's fighting on both sides of the in the trees. Nothing on the road. You just saw the mage take off and fly away. Back toward where Stoney's coming from. There's a soldier who just jumped off his horse to tend Pieta's body, and another one you can see down the road has got a person lifted up on their spear.
Is the dwarf that we were fighting still back here in the forest?
You hear him still going.
Okay. I'm gonna let them do their thing. Fern is losing herself and she's panicking. She can't think straight. She doesn't know what to do. She is going to turn and run up to the wagon. And is the driver just sitting there?
The driver was a quiet little older dwarf fellow that never said much and right now is just sitting encased in ice.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's right. Dang. Okay. She is going to try to break the driver out of the ice.
Give me athletics, or do you have any tools? You have a crowbar?
I do have a crowbar.
Okay, so give me an athletics with advantage to just pop him free.
I just rolled 2 nat ones.
Thanks, folks. It's been great. This has been Zeros to Heroes. Oh my gosh. So you're pulling and pulling on this driver. He's frozen in place. You're not strong enough to do it.
She basically does. She's lost. She's gone. She goes down, crouches, and hides, basically under the wagon, and is just on her hands and knees, trying to breathe.
So you're practically with Sunny and Rip at this point. I don't know if you're within touching, but you're no farther than 5 or 10 feet away. Okay.
But she's under the wagon.
All right. And they are half under the wagon too. Okay. Soldiers fighting. Sunny.
Sunny is kind of beside herself because this is all her fault. She knows this and she doesn't know what to do. So she starts searching Rip's pocket for berries because she knows that sometimes they have made berries that have healing powers. And so
you can find a couple
last
berries.
ditch effort. And I take those berries and I shove them into Rip's mouth. If I can. I don't know if it's open or if I'm able to pry it open.
You can.
I do that and I just keep hoping and hoping that they wake up. And then I see Stony running towards us. And so I'm going to take Rip's body and start to drag them closer to Stony. And
Okay.
just trying to get away from this woman. Am
All
I
right.
able to do that with the dash action, or since I'm carrying Rip, like
You would
dragging
go
Rip?
at half speed. You
Yeah,
could dash, but your full
right.
movement would be at half speed.
So I'd
So
still
you
get
could
like
go
30
30.
feet.
And which direction are you going?
Back up the road towards where
Toward
Stony
where
is.
Stony is.
Yeah.
Fern is right there. Are you going to try to drag her along too, or are you just
Oh, Fern
carrying
is
her?
hiding.
Okay.
I'm more concerned about the fact that I haven't seen Rip breathe in a while.
Right.
So I'm just trying to get them to safety. And I see that at least Fern's moving.
Got it. And Fern is now out of sight. Stony.
So Stony, still moving frantically, approaches Sunny with, I'm assuming, Rip in her arms. Are you on or off the cart?
We're off the cart. I'm like kind of I don't have a lot of strength, so it'd be more like I took them from under the arms and was dragging them along the road.
Okay. Stony attempts to push you off of Rip.
No! What are you doing? I'm trying to get them
Get
out of here.
away! I have to. I remember a few things. Pockets. If I could just think. Okay. And he will do a medicine check. He will check Rip's pulse. Try to do everything that he's possibly remembers and has been taught. He'll begin like compressing. His hands are shaking as he does this. Rip! No, you this is not the end for you. This is not how it's supposed to happen. No. Pockets. We have to get to Pocket now. Pocket will know what to do. He looks around. Is there anyone else nearby? Is there like a soldier?
Soldiers are off fighting. There's one on Pieta's corpse or body. Sorry, not corpse.
Sonny, we have to get Rip back on this cart and or on a horse, and we have to go to Pocket immediately. Pocket will know what to do.
That's a day away at least. How are we supposed to get there in time?
We have to try. We have to try. Go, hurry! What are you doing? Come on, help me!
I'm trying.
And
Did you
Stony,
want to do a medicine check as your turn?
mean,
Yeah, go for it.
sure. I mean, yeah, a medicine check. That's a 2.
Rip is cold. There's no pulse. Not breathing. as far as you can tell.
Uh,
Okay.
Sometimes, isn't the end. It's good that you're cold. At least, Rip, you won't decay as fast. No, don't say that, Stony. Gods, help me! Somebody, help me! Get Rip in the cart, please.
So the soldier with the man on the spear has turned his horse and is coming back. You see him pull a sword, still holding a spear with one hand. He jams the butt into the ground. He pulls his sword and looks up, and you see this woman flying in, and she throws her hands, and these magic missiles just boom, 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 boom. A bunch of them, more than the standard spell. And the soldier with the sword and the man on his spear just gets punched by, let's see, 6 magic missiles and thrown off his horse. And the woman lands and screams as loud as Fern did. Still fighting in the woods, both sides. Oh. And other side. And okay. Fern, you're the only one at the wagon. You hear fighting suddenly stop on the right. Fighting is still going on the left-hand side in the woods.
Let's see if Fern can do. Fern is completely dead to the world. She is panicking. She is seeing flashbacks. She is shaking like a leaf. Um, the only thing she can think about right now is why they're here. She's under the wagon. She sees the wagon. And so she crawls out and how she's gonna reach her hand under the tarp and try to grab something to pull back out.
Sure.
Do you want me to roll for something?
You're just grabbing the first thing you feel and taking it out? Okay. It's heavy. You pull out what looks to you like a chunk of metal.
Okay. She's gonna take it and stuff it in her pocket, and then she's gonna whistle for her horse to come back over.
Okay. So the
And
horse that you rode into the woods has it's kind of run off a little bit, but it starts coming to you.
okay. And then I'm gonna guess that it won't make it to me until the next turn.
Roll an animal handling check. Let's see how quick it comes. The way you guys have been rolling, it'll get here tomorrow.
It's an 11.
Okay. You hear it whinny, and it's coming. You don't see it yet.
Okay. Yeah. And then she will wheel around and look at the collection of friends in front of her, um, and just kind of helplessly watch. She doesn't know how to help right now.
Okay. Sonny?
Um, Sunny is just full on crying as Stoney's kind of yelling and saying, just help and help. And she has no idea what to do. Uh, but the one thing that she heard was get rip pocket. So she is going to cast Mage Hand, and her horse should only be 30 feet away because it was next to the wagon where she just ran from. She's going to cast Mage Hand and try to grab the horse's rein and like whistle and have it like come to her.
Okay.
Is that successful in getting the horse to where they are?
Roll an animal handling check.
Okay, 15 on the dice for 15.
Yeah, your horse was slightly damaged by the cold as well. It's got like a sheet of ice crystals hanging off of its longer hair and sheeting down as you pull it over toward you. But yeah, you get it over to you.
Okay. That was her action. So I'm assuming she wants to be able to put Rip on the horse, but I'm assuming that'd be a whole nother action, right?
You can incorporate it, yeah, as the horse comes over you.
Okay.
And Stoney's turn is right after, so you guys can work Rip onto a horse and get yourselves up too.
Okay. That is the plan, is kind of like drape them across the horse and then just like sit behind them and get ready to make a swift departure, hoping
Okay.
that the others can take care of themselves.
All right. Stoney?
Yeah, so Stony uses his own telepathic mage hand ability to help assist and get Rip's body onto this horse, and choking back his own tears with just fierce focus. He's totally just locked. He just thinks, imagines Rip's body as cargo for just a split second, and he turns around to go towards Pieta's body and begins to run that way. Yeah, I'm going for Pieta next, but we need to get out of here as soon as possible.
I'll meet you
Okay.
in Gladewell.
The soldier who is with Pieta stands up and kind of holding Pieta's body. He's climbing back onto his horse.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. You hear, as you look back that way and you're headed over there, you hear racking sobs coming from the boulders where you just saw the soldier get destroyed by magic missiles. You see on the left side, one soldier is stumbling out of the trees, holding an arm, blood sheeting him. On the right side, a dwarf with a big slice out of his cheek is stumbling out of the woods, not holding any weapons, just covered with blood. They all just stop and look. And in this moment, you hear horses' feet kind of nervously hitting the ground. You hear a couple of snorts from the horses, and you hear crying coming from back up the road in the boulders where the soldier and the dead crossbowmen are. That's where the mage flew to. The soldier that came out of the left has a cloak in his one good hand, and he holds it up. And everyone roll a history check, please.
13.
2.
21.
All right. There is a crest on the inside of this cloak that he's holding up. Like it would be covered up and you couldn't see it until you took it off. It like on the back side of the cloak. And as he holds it up, Stony and Fern, you see the symbol of the nearby city of Kemal. What you know about Kemal is they and Iman don't really like each other. Kemal is known as a place of corruption. Iman is known as a place of light. They've helped each other if they had to in the past in times where like world-changing stress. But in general, they don't get along and they're probably politically very opposite. You see this cloak. You realize all four of them probably were wearing brown cloaks. This is the one that he's holding up was the only one of the four that you guys didn't see. At this moment in time, no one is fighting. You have 2 soldiers left. The wagon is encased with ice and there's nothing to pull it unless you detach the dead mountain goats and attach horses. You have your horses, and the 4 of you, well, 3 of you are conscious. You've got Rip's body, you've got Pieta's unconscious body. We're at this point out of initiative. The spellcaster is sobbing loudly behind you up the road.
Stony, where's your horse?
Are we out of initiative? I'm sorry.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
You have your horse. It's near.
It's here. Sandy, come here.
She's going to whistle and gesture for Stony to come with, and also Sunny, and have everyone try to harness the horses to the wagon, replace the goats.
Okay.
And then
As you do this, you hear the mage say, I told you to leave the wagon!
Yes,
And you
Stone.
see her standing up. Her face is just covered with grief. And she's got tears all over and, snot running down her face. She looks terrible, but she looks horribly upset. Like this was all for nothing if you take the wagon.
Sunny's gonna shout at her and be like, "The wagon, all yours. But you did this. You can fix it. You can fix my friend. You have to fix them. And then the wagon's all yours."
Yes,
She sighs.
Stony.
Go ahead.
Stony doesn't follow along with Fern's plan to hitch the horses to the wagon. He knows that Rip is on Sonny's horse, and that Pieta is where again? He's on the soldier.
Soldier's horse.
The soldier's
Sol-
horse, yeah.
Where we are leaving. We have to go right now. We don't have time for this. We have to go right now. We must ride now to go to Pockets. Yes, right now. Hold on to that one, please. Quickly now to Gladewell.
Fern's just gonna start galloping away.
Okay.
Or Sunny starts galloping away. She's making direct eye contact with her because she's still yelling at her to fix Rip before she turns the
Okay.
horse to run away.
This person is seething with anger and looks like she's going to kill you. She's slowly, like step by step, striding hard toward the wagon. You can see like energy crackling around her hands.
And with that, Sunny will turn the horse and start galloping as fast as she can away from the wagon and back
Okay.
to Gladewell.
The soldier that has Pieta's body joins you guys. The other soldier who rode into the trees and came out off his horse with the cloak in hand watches you guys go. Looks around. He sees this. Across the wagon from him, there's a dwarf kind of shambling over there, and this untouched wizard-looking person just striding up toward the wagon, and he just melts back like Homer Simpson into the woods. And you guys ride hard toward Gladewell.
When we get a good bit away, Fern is going to pull Sunny toward her, like try to get Sunny's horse to come close to her. And she's going to just grab Sunny's hand.
I don't think Sunny would allow that, actually. I think Sunny is just one track mind, going as fast as she can. She sees you approaching, she just looks away as fast as possible, and you can see just tears in her eyes. And she doesn't want contact with you right now.
She will melt away. And she is actually going to veer off and go into the forest beside her, just slightly in it, and get off of her horse, get on her hands and knees, and just cry.
And then when you're done,
When she's done, she'll get back on her horse and start heading toward Gladewell.
Okay. So, couple hours later, 3 hours later, your horses can't take it anymore. And you guys don't realize it, but you're still going as fast as you can at a walk. And the horses' heads are hanging low and bobbing as they take. And you guys are starting to come out of this shock. And by this time, Fern has caught up. Sort of. You're trailing behind because your horse is just as tired as theirs are. And Fern, as you're trying to think and make sense of this all, you catch out of the corner of your eye something walking next to you. It it doesn't register for a while. You want to drive forward. You want to get to Gladewell. You have to get to Gladewell. After minutes of this thing walking beside you, you look over at it. And it's a large hound with a pixie riding on its back. And Nimbus is on Clip's back, just looking up at you. And she's crying too.
She isn't going to look at her. She's going to stay quiet for a minute and then under her breath so that the others can't hear, she's going to say, "Where were you?"
I was gone. I was gone.
You should have been there.
Should have been nicer to me.
I was very nice to you. I know Stony is a prick. But you made a pact with us. And we can't help you if you aren't with us. So you have to hold up your side of this as much as we do. And if you had been there, I doubt this would have happened.
At about this time, the soldier calls a halt. He has taken charge. And he pulls you guys off to the side, and he's unhurt. But he's been holding Pieta's body in his arms as he rode a horse, and he is exhausted. And he tells you, we have to set up camp, and pulls everybody off to the side. And your horses literally can't go anymore. And so as you're realizing this, it's going to take longer than you hoped. You all see Nimbus and Clips standing there just watching. And she's crying too.
Can I do something?
Yeah.
I look down to Grim on my hand and be like, I know we've never separated, but I need you to go get Pocket and bring him here as fast as possible. Please. And in our mental connection, I'm sort of commanding him, because he's an imp, to go invisible and fly to go get Pocket as fast as possible.
You don't notice anything. Grim just sits there on your hand.
Please, Grim. Please.
As they're setting up, Fern stopped talking to Nimbus and has grabbed her health potion and is going over to where Pieta is to try to feed him some of it and hopefully bring some life back into his eyes.
Yes, that'll work. So you feed Pieta the health potion. It delivers however many hit points you roll up, and Pieta is conscious now. He looks up and says, Do I need to make breakfast?
He gets 5 hit points, by the way.
Okay. It's evening. The soldier builds a campfire. Sonny, please give me either an investigation or a perception check to see if Grim is going to do anything.
The 14 for perception.
Interesting. Yeah. For the first time, Grim is just a puppet
Okay.
to you.
Okay. Sunny will look at Grim, kind of aware that something's a little off, and a slight hope builds in her that maybe he understood, but she's still too torn up to
Okay.
really do anything else.
Yep. So, as you guys settle in, staring at the fire, wondering what happens next, hoping for a miracle. Nimbus says, Lady Aphathil says she wants to meet with you. She
How do you
waits.
spell that?
Afethil. The lady. She said to bring you to her. And I'm supposed to make it quick. But you're so sad, you're making me sad. I don't know if I can right now.
We'll go in the morning. Is there water nearby?
Anybody have survival skills?
I mean,
You
theoretically,
can
maybe.
You can roll a survival check to find water.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Yeah, you find a little, like, spring-fed rivulet not far from where y'all stopped.
Is there enough water for her to immerse herself in it?
How much work do you want to put into it? Are you willing to spend a while? Like, in your grief, you just commit yourself to this?
Yeah.
So you just get down, it's small. It's a little, maybe foot wide, little spill of water coming out from rocks and running away. And you just get down on your hands and knees and dig until you make a depression. It takes a while, but you can eventually make a deep enough basin and wait for the water to run cleaner. Dunk yourself in.
As she does this, she's not really paying attention to anyone else anymore. She's fully inside of her own head. And she is going to throw off her shirt, and while she's working, she just wants the cold, any cold air, cold water, cold anything to just wake her up, make it a dream. And what she doesn't think about is the tattoo on her back. If any of her friends are nearby or come to check on her, they will see the insignia of the clasp tattooed on her right shoulder blade.
Okay. Understood. If any of you guys want to notice that, you're certainly welcome to. It's entirely up to you, and we don't need to know right now.
Mhm.
So, as the little group starts their very long night, cradling the body of Rip, swaddled in blankets and whatever they can scrounge together, the little pixie perched on a branch clips the blink hound curled up, walking a little circle and curling up on a pile of leaves, the soldier snoring exhaustedly off to the side. We'll leave our band of zeros to heroes for the week and pick it up next week. Thank you guys so much for following along on this grueling adventure today. But let's see what happens. Does Grim do anything? Does the Pixie's message get through to us? We'll see you guys next time on Zeros to Heroes. Thanks for watching, folks. And don't forget, Friday night, Twist of Fate. So, see you next time. Love you guys.